Hello, I'm Dishan Jayadekar. Today I'm going to present the DevOps assignment on DevSecOps in the fulfill of the requirement of MSc in Information Technology. That's like and that introduction about that what DevOps the practice of applying the development of the best practice such as collective collaboration in the infrastructure. The operations has been shown in the positively impact the efficiencies of development and operations team today, especially in the flood environment. And it's strengthening adoption is given necessary to consider it impact of information security and look and apply those practice into a arena of the information security management. The growing omnipresence of the computing devices and computer power allow modern trends of like DevOps, microservice, and open source that accelerate development. The cycle continues strength the ability to detect and identify exploitable flaws in the timely manner, leading the assignments increasing in overall security risks. And another thing is the cloud native development paradigms and like serverless computing API first applications and microservices based on the architecture have become mainstream the switches with the rising predominance of the DevOps as enable for these paradigms. And another thing is vulnerabilities can occur anywhere and underlying infrastructure, third-party services, and the libraries that software product are built upon. And software development companies are not currently set up to the find solve quickly. And next we will discuss about the impact of the DevOps. The present world the approach to the software development have involved without security necessarily being well thought out design principles. The only real option available in influence security in the maintainable manner into the these paradigms is the to really on the very concept that makes these paradigms in the reality. DevOps putting security directly into a DevOps considerable improves the outcome by integrating existing security into development and the operational process through modern integrated security platforms such as DevOps. And for example, organizations that implement DevOps find that modern microservices based on applications that have mean better security outcomes. In addition, when security is built into the software development life cycle, organization find that even in the initial days of development, security related performance can be controlled. Next thing is a scope of that presentation, and this presentation defined the six focus areas of DevSecOps critical to implement and integrating DevSecOps into the institute and organization that the DevSecOps pillars provide in these documents are mean by providing holistic framework that blends of traditional siloed operations and developments and infrastructure operations and information security into that chosen group that facility creation of the secure software. And next thing is SecOps for the cloud first challenges. And normally SecOps is an approach that addresses of challenges of today's interconnected rapidly changes security environment with integrating shortened product and product life cycles. And next thing is that the practice of DevSecOps are created as a response to resolve issues that have arisen from cloud-first software. It can be strictly defined as a integration of the continuous security principles, process, and the technology into the DevOps culture, practice, and the workflows also. And next point is that DevOps is also means to provide the holistic framework that commingles and traditional loaded operations, namely development, infrastructure, operations, and information security in the cohesive group and facilitate to develop the secure software under the control process. And next thing is that CSA DevOps working groups has defined the following 6 focus areas critical to integrate DevOps into an organization. Accordance with the 6 pillars described in the relative security frame. And next thing is that definition of DevOps. First, we identify that component of development and the operations. The OPS is the union of people, process, and the technology to continue providing the value of the customer. Basically, the definition is that the OPS is the meaning of the term enable formally siloed rules, development, IT operations, quality engineering, and security to coordinate and collaborate to produce better, more reliable product by adopting a DevOps culture along with DevOps practice and tools. The team gain of the ability to better response to customer needs, increase the confidence in the applications they build, and achieve business goal faster. And next thing is SecOps definition. And basically, security operations is a methodology that merges the security with the operations. Traditional methodology, security terms, teams work independently, and also with their input between the testing and development stage of the waterfall model methodology. SecOps turns security into a collaborative process. And SecOps is the frequently considered as a cultural effect, and everyone shares the responsibility for the ensuring the continuous security of the institute. We can implement SecOps throughout the entire structure of your institute or organization, or any of can be applied security of practice to that to the one project. And then the batteries OPS turn your security batteries into a dynamic process that can be integrated tools, batteries, goals, and automation with operation. And next thing is a different in DevOps and the SecOps. And SecOps and the DevOps have different goals, which organizational contract with each other. In the main aim of DevOps is the deploy and maintain software quickly and efficiently. The SecOps methodology maintains for the continued health of the software and the network system. And the problem arises when the goal of secure the software conflict with the goal to deliver the software. Sometimes the only way of maintain security is by introducing network latency, and when while the solution work with for the SecOps teams also, and the SecOps team would worry about the lost time, and bridging the gap between continually security and the fast delivery can be difficult and but possible. But when organizations adopt the SecOps mindset, everyone share the responsibility for the security on concern that security standards, and that may be every. And next thing is a definition of that DevSecOps. And business process and business are now requiring a strong collaboration between the development, security, and operational functions. This addition of the security creative DevOps in past and security needs were either skipped, and that address after the development of applications. So most after the security vulnerabilities were exploited, that such as approach increase is to the development and contributed towards more horizontal relationship between the security and the development and the operations teams. And the next thing is the DevOps focus, basically creating a transparent and holy, holistic management approach by addressing culture changes within the workforce and addressing to a new combination of tactics. And security can be become a functioning part across the whole the life cycle and the development. And the goal of the that SecOps is the SecOps methodologically was established in order to ensure that the security concerns are met during every strategy of the development and at level organization level and every organization level. And next thing is by anyone foreign entities that comes into that contract with the organization. And every stage of the development means that whether you are using the waterfall methodology, the agile methods or OPS, you can apply the SecOps to your pipeline. It might be easy to organizations that have already transited to the DevOps because they are used to a collaborative effect, and that every organization level that applying SecOps to your organization to all means ensuring all the parties involved become equitable and security standards that include a non-ID person who are use company asset and visited to your Wi-Fi, create straightforward policy and ensure that your personal gain in the knowledge and the skill necessary to upholding. And next thing is the final thing by any foreign entities that comes into the contract with the organization means that the days of desktop software solely and surely disappearing as cloud computing gains track companies use third-party sources more often when you introduce third-party tools into your technological ecosystem, especially for enabling integration, make sure that the third-party entity meets your security standard. And next thing is 6 pillars of DevSecOps. The presently startup cybersecurity, there has been a large growth of application flows that bypass the continued editing of security framework to ensure overall health of the project's life cycle, reducing the complexity during the development cycles as well as being given the resources to build a trusted environment are key for the future success. And next thing this where the SecOps take place SecOps is the integration of continuous security principles, processes, technologies into the DevOps culture, practice, and workflow. The 6 pillars of the DevSecOps set to forth of introduce concepts that can be utilized and help the growth of the companies. And these are the 6 pillars of DevOps. The first pillar, collective responsibility. The second one, collaboration and the integration. Third one, parametric implementation. Fourth one, bridging compliance and development and automation. And the last one, measure, monitor, report, and these are the benefits of that SecOps. Basically, when you achieve holistic security practice in your organization, you will be able to see improvements in the following areas such as improve the productivity, higher return on investments, increase efficiency via shared resources, reduce applications and the service descriptions, and streamlines security audit and enhance visibility of security vulnerabilities. Then next thing is common security challenges in the DevOps. Most often the security challenges in DevOps stem from the host of culture and the technical factors. Sometimes the most common areas such as genius the tool chain that consists of particularly integrated tools. The lack of predictability and identify and eliminate vulnerability early on siloed teams like DevOps and security like that. And lack of end of the visibility into the DevOps landscape. And next thing is that inadequate governance and compliance process. These are the things common security challenges in the DevOps and DevOps security based practices are that there are some categories embeds DevOps model and policy governance, automate your DevOps security process tools and comprehensive discovery, vulnerability management, configuration management, DevOps security management and privileges access management and segment center like that. Next thing is how security with DevOps can deliver more secure software. Basically, the DevOps approach give in effect intersects groups and tested an opportunity to integrate security earlier in the software development and that development process as long as there is a willing amountable the culture changes and the come with the territory. It is a critical part of the software quality according to the World Quality Report and text automation. And next thing is we can identify the areas critical to success DevSecOps and like cybersecurity market and the Cloud Security Alliance DevSecOps working group define the following 6 areas of focus that are critical to integrate DevSecOps into an organization. This thing is collective responsibility. It means that everyone has their own security responsibility and must be aware of their own contribution to the organization, the security stance, age, users, and development are not just secure aware but the first line of the defense. And next thing is collaborative and integration. It means that security aware and collaborative culture is the necessary for that the member of all functional terms and report potential anomalies. And next is third one, the parametric implementation means taking a framework of acknowledged digital security and privacy model that focus on application development. Will allow organization to approach security in DevOps and the fourth one, bridging compliance and the development. Takes the key of addressing of gap between compliance and development is to translate applicable control to the appropriate software means that identify intersection implementation point within the software lifecycle where these control can be automated and measured. And automation, next thing is automation. The fifth one, software quality can be enhanced, improve the thoroughness and timeless and frequency of setting, processing process that can be automated should be, and those who can't should be considered for the elimination. And the last one, measure, monitor, reports, and the action. For a DevOps to success, software development and post delivery results must be continuously measured, monitored, report, and act upon by the right people at the right time. And next thing is we will discuss about the future of the SecOps for SecOps. The DevSecOps methodologically unifies the practice of DevOps and SecOps under one umbrella. By adopting DevSecOps can be made sure that the security concerns are met at every stage of the software lifecycle. And the most important aspect of DevSecOps is that settle the inherent conflict between SecOps and the DevOps. By amalgamation of two methodologies together, we can got cohesive security and development cycle can be mentioned as say goodbye to a battle. Whether the importance of fixing security issue was the importance of the past software delivery. When security and the development unit under DevSecOps, we can be expect more collaborative solutions born out of a dynamic and the health work environments also. This is the future of the SecOps with DevSecOps. And then summary of that presentation that we can describe CSA. It means DevSecOps working group conclude that the focus areas described in the document they able to address weakness in the secure software development in the context of the DevSecOps and will act as a building block of the future dynamic and the creation of the property accomplished DevSecOps atmosphere. Each of the pillars will be addressed with depth of the subsequent separate white papers. And the SecOps working group define the 6 focus areas of critical to integrating DevSecOps into an association in organization. In according to the 6 pillars of described, the CSS reflects the security framework. More details research and the guideline according to each of the 6 pillars of the DevSecOps will be revised and established over time in order to maintain industry specific standards. And finally, the forecasting of sense of collective security responsibility is not only an essential element of during the security into a DevOps atmosphere, but it is also one of the most challenging. It requires cultivating, changing to organization mindset, its idea with its customers and the behaviors, registering software security in the documentation. My presentation can be referred to that effect as building a security supportive culture. This is my presentation about DevSecOps and the summarized works also. Refer these references for my presentation.